The partial government shutdown is now in day 28, with no talks planned to break that stalemate. House Democrats have voted to reopen government agencies, but President Trump says he won't go along without funding for a border wall. A few House Republicans have voted with the Democrats, including Congressman Will Hurd. He's from Texas. He is the only GOP member representing a district along the southern border, and it happens to include more of the border than any other district. Congressman Hurd joins us at the table. Good morning to you. There is much to discuss with you today, but first let's start with the shutdown. It seems to be so tit for tat and so personal. In the meantime, Will, you've got close to 800,000 people who are still not getting paid. Do you have any suggestions on how we end it and move along?
Look, I think the way we end this is stop with the preconditions, have everybody come together. Let's stop worrying about a Democratic solution or a Republican solution and come up with an American solution.
Sounds reasonable, but...
It is. And when you look, there's 400,000 people came into the country illegally last year. We have 67 billion illegal drugs coming into our country. We should be able to secure our border. But the people that are involved in securing our border right now are not getting paid. And so the people that are keeping us safe, not getting paid, they should be able to get paid for their work. This is having an impact on cybersecurity as well, because there's officials within DHS who are protecting our digital infrastructure. Not all of them are on staff. When we're fully staffed, we don't have enough people. Coast Guard, who's responsible for stopping a lot of drugs from coming in our country, they're having to go to food pantries in order to get fed. This makes no sense, and we should be able to work together.
You're a member of the president's own party. You're a Republican. Why not meet with him?
Well, look, I meet with everybody. There's a lot of conversations that are going on. I'm trying to talk about how we can solve this. The way we're going to solve this is with technology. Building a wall from sea to shining sea is the most expensive and least effective way to do border security. There are parts of the border where Border Patrol's response time is measured in hours to days. A wall is not a physical barrier when it takes you hours or days to respond to something. So we should be using technology. DHS, Department of Homeland Security, has new programs that they're trying to implement, but guess what? We can't implement them because the government is shut down. And so this kind of conversation, we need to all work together to solve this problem. Let's talk about the Secure Fence Act, which everybody already passed. Let's double down on technology along the border. Let's make sure our ports of entry are robust. Hey, we're at 3.9% unemployment. We need workers. So let's streamline immigration at the same time and deal with the root causes, which is violence and lack of economic opportunities in Central America. State Department is shut down as well, too. USAID is shut down, and they have a role in doing that as well.
Let's talk about the ramifications of the shutdown. You're a former intelligence official. How concerned are you about the TSA and what we're seeing at legal ports of entry right now?
The TSA is such an important group in protecting our nation. It is still easier for a terrorist, for Al-Qaeda or Al-Shabaab or ISIS to get a fake passport from Europe and get on a plane and come through our ports of entry. That's why TSA is so important. And the fact that they are some of the lowest paid federal employees in the entire government, the fact that they're having to work without getting paid, the fact that they're having to call in sick because they can't pay for daycare and they have to take care of their kids, you know, not having those people at our airport is dangerous.
Can you imagine, Congressman, if they all called in sick and just shut down everybody? Somebody would have to do something to get the country. You know, you talk about what needs to be done, and everybody knows that, but nobody's doing it.
Right.
You're also on the Homeland Security Committee.
I am.
The president has said this is such an emergency, it requires this shutdown. Order for us where the emergency, as you see it at the border, comes in terms of all of the emergencies that the United States faces.
Well, if it was an emergency, the people that are dealing with the emergency should get paid in order to handle the emergency. Look, $67 billion in drugs are coming in. That's a problem. In some communities, there are more overdoses from drugs or deaths from overdoses than being killed in cars or in homicides. So that is a crisis that our country is having to deal with. But that's something that has existed over multiple administrations, and it's something we should be able to deal with, right? You do have people that are, illegal kingpin human smugglers that are trying to...
I guess, Congressman, what I'm trying to figure out is whether maybe the measures are wrong to deal with this emergency, but you buy the idea that this is an emergency requiring this kind of emergency action. Are you?
No, I don't believe in the shutdown. That's why I'm one of the few Republicans that have voted to make sure we keep the government open. Border security is important. We can defend our border. We can chase ISIS. We can deal in Afghanistan. We can try to bring Kim Jong-un and North Korea to bear. We can handle all these problems, and the best way to do that is by making sure the folks that are on the ground that are dealing with these issues are getting paid and our agencies are
Before you go, can I ask you about Beto O'Rourke? Because,
Sure.
you know, on a road trip, you can either get very close or you can get very, very snippy with each other. He seems to be thinking about running for president. Do you think he should? I know it's his decision, but do you think that he should?
Look, it's Beto's decision. I think he inspired.
Do you think he'd be a good candidate?
I think he inspired a lot of people. He's honest. He's charming. He's willing to work with folks. I got to have an experience with him, and we did the road trip where we learned way more unites us than divides us as a country, and that's something that I think he understands.
Would he be a good candidate in your opinion?
I think he's going to have a difficult time, and this is something that he's going to have to explore and talk with his family, but I think a lot of people are excited about his potential candidacy.
Congressman Hurd from the great state of Texas and the
Says
great
the
city of
Texas girl.
San Antonio.
Alamo City, that's right.
Alamo City.
Bianna's a Texas girl, too.
That's awesome.
Going there today, hopefully.
Thank you so much, Congressman.
Thank y'all.